Hello friends, welcome to Data Pandit. Today we are going to discuss about SCD-type 2 implementation while using Abinitio, how we are going to use the Abinitio components to solve this SCD-type 2 scenario while loading the data into our dimensions. So SCD-type 2 relates to is belonging to the dimension load. So SCD-type is SCD meaning is slowly changing dimension, and it is kind of type 2. So in type 1, we just do the update into the dimension table. We don't create something, some columns or any more record. So just we need to update the tables. That's where we have seen that scenario in our previous video session. Okay. So today I'm going to talk about SCD type 2, and then we are going to see how we are going to implement this in ab initio with the simple steps. Okay, so I have SCD type 2. So if you don't understand about SCD type 2, so what we do is we have different dimensions in our data warehouse application or data warehousing, in the sense of if it's a snowflake structure, or maybe it's a star structure. So if you talk about star structure, then there will be a factor surrounded by different dimensions, and those different dimensions could be retaining their historical records. So SCD type 2, in the sense of we have to maintain the historical for some attribute, we need to maintain the history of the certain attributes. Let's say if I'm to, here I have taken the example of vehicle. So if for a certain vehicle, I need to maintain the historical driver history for the particular vehicle. So if a vehicle one is driven by some certain driver from a certain duration. So if we want to query this dimension table and get the get to know that who was driving this vehicle from February 2021 to March 2021. Okay, for a certain vehicle, let's say vehicle number one or vehicle number four. So if you look at the simple six records, so what I have created sample records for you. So herein my attributes are surrogate key. This will be keep on auto incrementing whenever the new records comes in. And for surrogate keys, we have discussed already in some other session, right? And vehicle code is a business key, or probably you can call it as a natural key. And then current driver. So what is the current driver for a particular vehicle number? If you want to get, so you can query this current driver attribute of this vehicle dimension table. Okay, and the historical driver is so historical driver will give the detail of the historical driver detail for a certain duration. So if your duration will be given by start date and end date. If I specify starting date of for a vehicle number 4, if I'm talking about, or a vehicle number 5 if I'm talking about, because I have two records of vehicle number 5. So current driver is DR5 or historical driver is DR4. So if I say there was in January 2021 who was the driver for a vehicle number 5, then I'll go and query with my date endpoints and get the historical driver who is a driver number 4. Okay, DR4. And then I have started and ended to indicate the duration of the particular SCD type 2 attribute. Here it is a current driver, and the current flag. So current flag, if it is yes, then that record is the active record. Okay. So for this snippet of dimension, so these 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 are the are the current records for a vehicle number 1, 2, 3, and 4. And for vehicle number 5, there are two records. One is historical, one is the current one. Okay, so take the simple scenarios. I have I have taken let's say. So this is the dimension snapshot for a particular day, and let's see if today the record for vehicle number 5, the driver has been updated. Okay, so it's saying that the driver from today is a driver number 6 for a particular vehicle. Okay, so it's a maybe some insurance related, if you talk about insurance related mm, uh, uh, policy detail, driver details, and all. So if you, so that kind of use case is that. Okay. So I have taken the example of that. So it could be maybe address of some branch, banking branch, or probably a status of some certain accounts are getting changed on daily basis or maybe monthly basis. That also can be tracked and maintained as SCD type 2 columns in particular dimension table. So how? So whenever this record number, today's record number is applied into this snapshot, so what's going to happen after application of this record, and after accommodating this record, what our picture would look like. So let's see. Okay. So there are surrogate keys would be incremented, and so what nothing is going to happen if we did not receive anything, from for record number 1, 2, and 3, and 5. So if any SCD type 2 changes comes, then we surely need to, apply those changes apart from these SCD type 2 columns, right? So that we are going to deal whenever we are going to solve this problem using the Abinitio graphs. Okay. So let's talk about vehicle number 5. That's where we got the update floor, right? So for vehicle number 5, the this record will remain as it is, not as it is record number 5, because the current driver is become DR6. So I need to update this record, right? So I need to update this record saying that the current driver is changed. Okay. So this is a simple update for this type of record. Where those the record which are not active at the moment, for those record just need to update the current driver. Okay. And for the record six record, because it's an active record for a SCD type 2 changed column which we got the update today. So that is going to be amended. So this record is going to be closed for the day, and from today the new record is going to be started. Okay. So this is a simple concept in SCD type 2 scenarios. So see, if you look at the record number 6, so what we have done is so this I have closed this record. um, yeah, 6 number record, whenever it started is started from 21st February. I have closed, let's say this is 5th today, so on 4th at 23 hours 59 minutes and 59 seconds. So this was the last possible second in hours, minutes, and second clock we can capture. So that is the end of the day. Okay. So until 4th June, this was the record. So I'm going to close this record and make this current flag as n. So because from today this record become uh, not active, and I have started this new record from today. Okay. And my ending date we don't know. So let's this is the high date we talk about. So this is 999 years and December 31st and last second of the day. Okay. So this is going to happen with this you know this piece of data we receive like that. So let's try to understand how we are going to implement in Abinitio. Okay. So what is going to mainly what we do is we join the record, the historical, the current flow, and the yesterday's dimension snapshot. Right. We join with the natural key, and then what we is going, we collect the unused 0 and unused 1 and the output records. And output records, wherever the exact match happens, then those records would be captured and dealt with the differently for SCD type 1 and SCD type 2 attributes. We will mostly we can do that those calculation operation in join component itself, because join provides the transform function, or within itself. So we could do the many calculation within that. Otherwise, what we could do is we can pass this output from the join to some other component, and then there we could get the could do the calculation and then push the record to the different ports and easily can run. So I have followed is we will capture the output record as it is from the join, and we are going to save both the ports metadata 0 and metadata 1, okay, from both the flow, and then both the within one record, right, is a parent record having two you know nested records, and then this record type would be treated and would be calculated. Okay, so what is going to happen in the what I am going to do is I will be using the output indexes concept, okay, output indexes, okay, and I am going to take the count as 4 for the reformat. I am going to pass those record to the reformat, and I am going to indexes, okay, in would be the input, and then let's say begin and begin and end, okay. So what is going to happen is, so if so let's talk about first. For vehicle number fifth, we got the record driver as 6, right? So if in 0 dot current dot, so there won't be in 0 and in 1 in reformat. So in 0 stands for no rack dot rack 1, okay, and in 1 stands for rack dot rack. So you understood rack 1 and rack 2, right? So within rack, I have two records, right? So I have used the joint types. So this joint types is a function of metaprogramming function. We will be doing in0 metadata and in1 metadata. So this we are going to discuss in one of the session metaprogramming. Okay. So in0 is rack 1, and in1 is rack2. Okay. So let's. I have indicated this like maybe you can say something else as well. So so we'll concentrate on the concept. Okay, record. So we can manipulate those things accordingly. So in0 current record is not equal to the in1 of sorry, not current record, is current driver, right? Current driver is not equal to the current driver, and in0 dot end date is not equal to the in not equal to the high date. Okay, high date is what? High date is my 3,999 or last second of the clock. Okay, so this is going to be my high end date. So what is going to happen if so I'm treating the record number 5. Okay, in this let's look at this because we have this one, right? So for this I'm going to capture this record. Okay, so this date is not high end date, and my vehicle is same, and I received the SCD type 2. Okay, DR6 is not equal to DR4, right? So my this record would be captured in this sense. Okay, so um, uh, so I have already, yeah, I have already implemented. So let me delete it. Yes, okay, already written it. Okay, so this is So let's see. Yeah. So for output one, this current driver is changed, and my end date is not equal to high end date. That's what we've seen, and where we are going to send this record to vector one. Okay. And another record, which is my current record, wherein I have a different driver in IN0 and IN1, and end date is high end date. So if this is the record, okay, record number 6 in the above table. So if you look at the driver is changed, driver is not equal to current driver is not equal to the current driver of the incoming record, and my end date is current record. Okay, it's closed. It's not a closed record. It's open record for the certain business key. Okay, so what is going? I have to send this record to two ports. Okay, why I am sending it? It's a two port for the two ports we are going to see. So now for the rest of the record, wherever this kind of scenario did not occur, so this kind of scenario I'm talking about, there is no SCD type 2 change for those. Okay, for those certain records, there could be SCD type 1 changes there, so those are going to be treated differently. Okay, so I'm going to send all those records to the vector number 0 or port number 0. So I have one snapshot for this, so better understand it. So let's look at this snapshot. Okay, so my IN0 is the database snapshot of the previous day, and this is my current flow in IN1, and then there is a join, and if I receive the unused 0, then I'm not going to do anything, and whatever I received in IN1 should be understood as a brand new record. So I'm going to insert those record as it is, okay, into the dimension table. So nothing doing, nothing extra processing, just to insert those record into the table. So I have to audit the columns. I have to specify audit column in the sense of maybe start date, end date, or current flag, and so on. So for those type record, the start date would be for these brand new record. The start date would be 1900. The beginning date, the initial date, and the high end date would be the end date. Okay, and the current flag will be Y. Okay, and I would use the database sequence for surrogate key generation. Okay, so this is done. Now for the updated records, what is going to happen is I set this record 0 and rack 1. I'm going to take within the record. Okay, so you could get this using the input port DML, inline DML. You can create an output port of join, and while using join type metadata IN0 and 1, so that you will receive the record which has both the records. Otherwise, there are many ways to do this. So this is we are going to check whenever we are going to do the metaprogramming in our following sessions. Now, so I'm going to take count is equal to 4 in D format, and I'm going to do the output indexes, whichever we have already seen. So what are the record which have got the SCD type 2 column type update? There is no SCD type 2 column changes for those business keys. Okay, I'm going to send all those records to the port number 0. Finally, okay, you have seen like here, right? And so let's talk about port number 1. Wherever, so what did we send in port number 1 is all those records where we got the SCD type 2 changes. See, driver has changed, and this is a non-active record. So what we are going to do with those records? So in the port number 1, I'm going to send to some reformat, and what I am going to do with those is I would apply SCD type 1 changes. How can I apply SCD type 1 changes? I would be taking all the attributes from rack 1, SCD type 1 attribute from the rack 1, so that my SCD type changes would be accommodated. Okay, and plus I am going to update my current driver to DR6. Okay, let me repeat. So For port number one, the record which I have sent in port number what I would do, prepare an update statement in such a way that I would be updating all the SCD type 1 attribute while taking the field values from the rack 1, and I'm going to update the current driver as a new driver which is coming from the rack 1. Okay, no date calculation, nothing is, because it's already inactive record. So I am going to just update the current driver. Okay, all those such records. Okay, now for second and third. So what I am going to do with the second and third. So this record I am going to send, right? So this record is qualifying for the vector ports 2 and third, right? Because this is AND date and also SCD type 2 changes has happened. So I am going to send this record for the two ports. In one port, 2 and 3. In one port, what I am going to do is I am going to close the record. Okay. So the record which I am going to send to the second number port, that I am going to close the record. Close the record in the sense of I will do this. I will update the driver. I will update the remaining SCD type 2 1 columns if any there, and I am going to close this record with the date of yesterday's date. Today, now date -1. Okay, and I'm going to update the flag as well to n. These three things I'm going to do. Acidity type 1 plus driver plus end date plus current flag. Four things I'm going to do whichever I have sent to the port number 2. Okay. Now, in port number 3, what calculation or what coding I'm going to do for port number 3? What I'm going to do is I'm going to create a brand new record having flag as Y, having start date as today's date and end date as higher date, and other things which is coming from current flow. In the record 1, like, or maybe you can IN 1. So that's all. So this is all about, and I will be taking all those record which has been updated. Having flag is equal to U into the update table, and this insert record also to the update column. Okay, and for these updated record, I'm not going to change any surrogate key. I am going to create a surrogate key for the record which I have sent on. So there are two I records, right? Port number 3 and this one, this below no unused one flow. Okay, and the this one third. Okay, these are the two I wherever I'm going to create the new surrogate key, and for 0, 1, and 2 I'm going to update those records. So okay, so with that, thank you so much. Please subscribe my channel, and you can share this video with your known friends or whoever seems that they are going to need this kind of information. Thank you so much.